Welcome into the Deadbolt Daily college football edition. Plenty of games for you this week. Before I get started, be sure and follow us on Twitter at Deadbolt Sports. If you haven't done so yet, go check out the Viget app. Lots of good information on there. Other sports enthusiasts on there to interact with. You can use code RNG20. Get yourself 1,000 free coins to get started. You can go in there and place bets using those coins and turn those coins into Amazon gift cards. So really good deal. Lots of good, like I said, lots of good information. We're a lot of the Ramblin Gamblin guys are on there. We can interact with us on there as well. Anyway, but go check that out. Be sure and like this video, and if you're not subscribed to the Ramblin Gamblin network here on YouTube, be sure that you go ahead and do that as well while you're here. But that's it, and I'll go ahead and get started with this week's picks. First up, Thursday night, we're going to go with Arkansas State against Appalachian State. Again, Appalachian State's a pretty decent team here, but this is not the Appalachian State of old. They've had some struggles on offense. Looks like they're going to have at least a couple of wide receivers out. With COVID, they haven't played in almost a month. Arkansas State's offense is rolling. They're playing very, very well. Of course, their defense is terrible, but we feel like Arkansas State will be able to score enough points to keep it within the number, now up to 13. So you may be able to grab 14 before tomorrow night, but we're going to officially play it here at 13. So take Arkansas State in that one. On to Friday, we got three games on Friday. Always good to have some college football on Friday night. First up, we're going to take South Florida at home against Tulsa, getting now 10.5 points. Again, be sure to try to get that 10.5 or more. I think it will probably go up. I think you'll have a lot of people playing Tulsa. System here, favorite here is 2-6 this year, so we're going to go ahead and fave that favorite. And take South Florida there at home. No official play. We may make this an official play. That's what I always tell people. Be sure and follow us on Twitter. With the COVID issues coming up, if anything changes, we do these videos earlier in the week. So as things change, we'll be sure and update you there on Twitter. If you got questions, shoot us a DM. I had a guy, shoot me a DM last night. Had a question on the baseball game. Good winner on the Dodgers last night. But anyway, be sure and follow us on Twitter so we can update this stuff as we go. But tomorrow night, we may make this a play, but as of now, it's only a lean here. UAB at home minus, it's a pick 'em now actually, against Louisiana Lafayette. We'll update you if we make that a play. Very likely may do that. The first Big Ten game of the year starts Friday night. Illinois-Wisconsin. We're going to take Illinois plus the 19 right now. I look for Illinois to be competitive in this game. Probably not get the outright win here, but getting 19, I think they can keep it within about a 10-point game. We've got some good trends. Away dog 4-1 in this situation. Favorite 2-6. So we've got some good trends as well. So we will back Illinois in that one. On to Saturday, Ohio State, Nebraska. We'll take Nebraska. Same trends as in the other Big Ten game that we talked about. Nebraska now up to 26. This may even get to 28, guys. Of course, Ohio State, everybody's saying is the best team in the country. They haven't played a game yet, and they seem to be a pretty good football team. But Nebraska should be able to put up a few points here to keep this one well within the almost 4 touchdowns now. So we'll take Nebraska plus all those points. Southern Miss and Liberty. We'll take Southern Miss here plus the 10.5. Hugh Freeze against his alma mater here at home. They're coming off a big win at Syracuse. I look for them probably have a little letdown here. Not sure they're going to be motivated to blow this Southern Miss team out. I think Southern Miss will be able to hang around within a touchdown here and get us the cover. Next up, FAU and Marshall. we will take FAU plus the now 17 points. Fantastic setup here. We got a couple of different trends that we use. The computer likes FAU. So very strong play here on FAU. I would not be surprised if FAU gets the win here, guys. I know that's bold at 17, but I really think FAU is a good football team. They just only played one game, so not a lot to go off of. But we're going to take FAU here plus the 17. Next up, UTEP and Charlotte. We're going to take UTEP. Favorite in this scenario is 1-5 this year. So we're going to back UTEP plus the 14.5. Again, be sure to try to grab that 14.5 or more. But we should look for UTEP to, who's been pretty competitive in most of their games this year. Keep this thing around a touchdown, so should be pretty comfortable cover. La Tech UTSA. We'll take Texas San Antonio at home. Louisiana Tech, has been decent. They haven't really blown anybody out other than Southern Miss, who's not very good, but is getting a little bit better. But we're going to take UTSA at home against Louisiana Tech. Favorite in this scenario is 0-3 this year. So we'll back UTSA at home plus the 2.5 to get the win outright in that one. Next up, tried to really cull. I know you're not going to think I did, but I really did try to cull this down. As minimal as possible. It's a lot of games. It's 20-plus games here. So I always suggest, don't mind DM me. I'll throw you a couple if you're trying to narrow this down. I always suggest, find ones that you like, that I like, and go with those. There'll be a reason you're supposed to be on those games. That's probably the best way to play this. But like I said, I like to give you all the plays that we have. I do play all these plays. But a lot of people, that's a lot of bankroll to put out on a Saturday. So cull them down if you want to, however you feel like you need to. Next up, LSU at home against South Carolina. We'll back LSU in this one. Favorite is 3-1 this year in this scenario. I look for LSU with that extra week off to have worked on that defense. I know Orgeron's pushing to simplify it. South Carolina is far from an explosive offensive team, so I think LSU will be able to put up a few stops, and then offensively should be able to put some points on the board because they are pretty decent offensively. So I look for them to be able to cover this now 6.5 again. Try to get 6.5. That's officially where we're going to play it. No more than 7 here, guys, on that one. Next up is going to be West Virginia, Texas Tech. We're going to take Texas Tech at home plus the 3. Good setup here to take Texas Tech plus the points. Next up is Iowa State, Oklahoma State. We're going to back Iowa State on the road, getting right now 3.5 points. Be sure, like I said, get that 3.5 in case this one comes down to a field goal, which it could. But I look for Iowa State to get the win here. They have really turned it around after that fiasco losing at home to Louisiana, first game of the year. So look for Iowa State to get the outright win here. Next up, in-state battle here, Kansas State. We're going to back the dog. We're going to back Kansas getting 20. This one could get north of 21, which would be great. So if you can get 21 or more, be sure, obviously, and take that. But officially, we're going to play it at plus 20. I look for Kansas to be halfway competitive in this game. They got the cover for us last week. A late touchdown by West Virginia made it a little closer than we were hoping, but they played in that game for 3.5 quarters. They were within 2 touchdowns. I look for them to stay within the 2 touchdowns here and getting almost 3. Pretty good value with Kansas plus the points. Not a play here, but just if you want to just throw a little something on it, I'm going to have a little something unofficially, but I'm going to play this game. Syracuse getting 46, guys. I just don't look for they railed it up against Georgia Tech last week. I think this game will get out of hand early. I don't look for them to run it up 2 weeks in a row. I could be wrong. But getting 46, I'm already up 46-0 right out of the gate. Syracuse has halfway decent defense, so I think they will be able to get some stops. I'm not sure if they'll be able to score very much, but you know, a 49 to 7 type game here. But like I said, not official, but getting 46. I got to take the points in Syracuse there because I feel like Clemson probably pretty quickly will start resting some folks here. Next up, Virginia, Miami. We're going to back Virginia here against Miami, getting 11.5. Again, this one may go in our favor as the week goes on here. But right now, officially, we're going to play at 11.5 with Virginia. Next up, Michigan State, Rutgers. We're going to play Michigan State here, minus the 13.5. Favorite in this scenario is 3-0 this year. I feel like they're about a 3-touchdown favorite, should be. So at 13.5, we got a good little value there at minus 13.5. Again, try to stay under those 2 touchdowns of 14 if you can. We're going to back North Carolina against North Carolina State. We've been fading North Carolina most of the year, but now we're going to turn around and we're going to back them. Favorite in this scenario is 4-0. Also, we have a little play against these new entrants in the top 25. Is a pretty good fade trend as well. North Carolina State climbed into the top 25 this week. So we're going to back North Carolina minus the 17 against North Carolina State. I think you'll see a lot of public money come in on NC State this week at that bigger number. But I think North Carolina will be able to get it done. Probably our favorite play. I always try to give you a favorite play or two, or top play of the week, in case you just want one game to kind of play on and worry about. It's going to be Minnesota getting 3 against Michigan. Michigan is always overrated. They are every year. Laying the points here. Minnesota should probably be the 3-point favorite, not Michigan. So we're going to back Minnesota at home plus 3. We've got a great trend. The home dog is 5-2 this year. The favorite in this scenario is 0-3. And again, like we said, we feel like we're getting at least about a 6-point cushion here from Vegas. So we're going to back Minnesota at home against Michigan. Next up is UCF at home against Tulane. We look for UCF to really blow out Tulane here. Minus 20. Faves 3-0 in this scenario. I think they'll easily win by probably 4 touchdowns here. Tulane has been decent at times, but UCF just has too much offense, too much defense. They're coming off the loss last week, a game they really dominated majority of till kind of towards the end. Memphis got on a late run and were able to get the late touchdown to win. So I really look for them to bounce back off that loss and take their frustrations out on Tulane at home this week. Memphis and Temple. Again, kind of the reverse side of that. Memphis coming off a big win at home. I look for them to have a letdown this week against Temple. We're going to take Temple plus the 13. Chances are you're going to be able to get 14 here, guys, but officially we're going to play to 13. So Temple plus the points. UNLV, San Diego State. We're going to back UNLV here. The Running Rebels at plus 14. They might even be still called that. I don't know. They may have changed that. But anyway, UNLV plus 14 here against San Diego State. Next up, San Jose State. We're going with all the state schools this week. Air Force minus 6.5 against San Jose State. We're going to take San Jose State at home plus the 6.5. San Jose State. Air Force is a pretty decent team this year. They completely destroyed Navy in their only game of the year. San Jose State ought to be able to put up some points here to keep this one very competitive. Would not be surprised if San Jose State gets the outright win here. But back San Jose State plus try to grab 7 if you can. Officially 6.5 is what I got today. So that's what I got to go with for the video. Next up, Fresno and Hawaii. Fresno at home minus 4. We're going to back them against Hawaii. Favorite in this roll this year is 3-1. I look for them to win by about 2 touchdowns, and they're laying 4. So again, pretty good value. Next up is, I told you we had a lot of them this week, guys. Georgia Southern on the road getting 6.5. Probably be able to get 7 here against Coastal Carolina. I look for Georgia Southern to be able to put some points, keep this one close. Again, this is another Coastal Carolina new to the top 25. We're going to fade that. Also, the computer likes Georgia Southern to win outright. So we've got a couple good trends here. So we're going to back Georgia Southern plus the 6.5 officially to get the cover. Georgia Tech BC. We're going to jump on Georgia Tech here. I think they will come out fighting after getting absolutely destroyed last week against Clemson. Luckily, they don't have to play Clemson but once a year. BC in a favorite role is terrible over the years. This year, this scenario, the favorites 2-6, the away dog 4-1. So we've got a couple of good trends. So we'll back Georgia Tech plus the 3.5. Be sure and at least get 3.5 here, guys. I look for Georgia Tech to win this one outright. I look for them to be able to put up some points and get the cover here. Next up, Wake Forest against Virginia Tech. We will take Wake Forest at home plus the 10. Be sure and grab 10 or more here. Favorite 1-5 in this scenario this year. We will back. Also, I think there's a pretty good bit of public money on Virginia Tech, so another good reason to fade Virginia Tech. We're going to take Wake Forest at home plus the 10. And I believe that is all we've got for you today. That is probably more than you wanted. Again, a lot of games. If you got questions, be sure and shoot me a DM. Always happy to interact with all of you out there. But if you're not following us on Twitter at Deadbolt Sports, be sure to check out the Viget app. That you're subscribed to the Ramblin Gamblin Network. That's all I've got for you today. We'll be back later on in the week with the Deadbolt Daily NFL edition. We'll talk to you again soon.